Welcome everybody to another edition of the Hurry Up. I'm your host Adam. Let's get into this. So, yes, we talk about practice. So practice at the Senior Bowl has come and went, and that's where a lot of people get seen is in the practices, not the Senior Bowl game. We're gonna get to the Senior Bowl game in a minute, but there are a couple guys that stood out in the Senior Bowl practices. One was Jermaine Johnson. People, if you're a Giant fan, you need to start to write to Joe Shane and say, please pick this man at number 7. The guy's got great hand placement. He's got great get off the ball, right? He's got a spin move and he's got long arms to keep the offensive tackle off him. Like the thing that he did to Kennard, the tackle out of Kentucky, is a thing of beauty. He went from being a first round, late first round, early second round pick to now top 15, possibly top 12. Pick him at number 7. He to me has jumped over David Ajobo in my eyes as the best as one of the best edge rushers. To me, there was Aiden Hutchinson, Thibodeau, and then Ajobo. I would have picked at 7. No, Jermaine Johnson. The reason you picked Jermaine Johnson, he's already seasoned. He's improved. He's got improvement skills. He got, like I said, the great hand placement, and he's a dog. He's gonna let you know that he just beat you. And that move, people don't understand, is that move of putting that guy in the ground. It wasn't just hey he fell over. No, he basically extended his arms, lifted the guy up, and then dropped him to the floor, and then got the quarterback. That is textbook, and that is why his stock is rising. If you were to buy stock in his product, he will be giving you great dividends because he is going to rise up, and he's in whatever defensive they pick is great. And the thing I love about him too is his hand was in the dirt at Florida State, and people don't understand when your hand is not in the dirt, it's a different way of doing things, right? It's like taking your right hand if you're right-handed and now saying go left and do things with your left hand. Yes, it's going to take you time to adjust. You may perfect it, but at the same time, it's going to take that learning curve that you've not had. And if he's been at Florida State 4 years, there's certain things that happen. Think of Olivier Vernon. Good way to look at it. You looked at him as tape at Miami. He's a stand-up edge rusher. He's coming at the guys in 2-point stances every game. The Giants put him down in the dirt, got him a little bigger, and it turned out that I don't think he could carry the weight properly, but he ended up doing well. But he lost some of his explosiveness as a speed rusher. Became more of a power person. Lorenzo Carter, same thing. Problem with Lorenzo Carter is he was a stand-up guy, did a lot of jack of all trades at Georgia. Wasn't really a hand in the dirt guy. That's why you see Azeez Ojulari doing better because his hand placement was already down. He already had pass rush moves, which allows him to get off the quarterback and disengage. And that's what you need to do. So Jermaine Johnson, look for him. He's a prospect out of Florida State. Did a lot of work at the Senior Bowl. I think he had an injury. That's why he didn't play in the Senior Bowl. But the Senior Bowl, you have stock up, stock down guys. Now, another guy is Boy Mafi from Minnesota. Probably sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Boy came out and balled out at the Senior Bowl. His stock is rising. Was a midday pick or what would have been a midday pick back in the day when the draft was 2 days. Now it's 3. So he would have been a mid-round, late, a third-day pick. Now he's probably jumping into that second or third range, right? Look for him if the Giants don't pick a edge rusher in the first 2 of their picks. Look for him to be picked. I know someone asked me about Kyle Hamilton. I would love Kyle Hamilton at 7. See, here's the thing: the Giants have a 5th and a 7th round pick. We hope that they get an offensive lineman. Now, there are rumors that he might be traded. The 5th round pick might be traded, which a fifth overall pick might be traded, which would be good if you can get a good haul. Because if you're thinking about getting a quarterback next year, then maybe that would be the route to go. Especially with this draft of players, which they're saying is they're a little bit more raw than prospects coming out previously, and I don't know if that's due to the coaching or whatnot. Because it's funny because you look at a guy like Sam Howell, right? Perfect example. He's still going to be. They're thinking he's still going to be a first-round pick. The Senior Bowl, there was a couple plays in there where he fumbled, but can we put that on Sam Howell, or we put that on a tackle who's never played with him in a week, trying to get all this stuff together? But Sam Howell played great. The year before this in 2020, had a couple of off games in 2021. Now the guy can't play football anymore. That's not how this works. Okay, you got to look at all of the body of work and then make the judgment there. Look at Malik Willis, right? He was good enough to be recruited to go to Auburn, but left Auburn. Don't know exactly the reasons why. Maybe it was playing time, maybe a grades, maybe who knows. But he went to Liberty and played hero ball at Liberty. Basically, was the best player on his team, probably best player on the field most of the time that he played. Okay, so the Senior Bowl can make or break you. It has got his stock is going up now. If he can take the Senior Bowl notes and apply them to his pro day and the combine, and he improves dramatically in that month, you're going to see him rise. Kenny Pickett, he didn't do anything to hurt his stock. He went 6 for 6 for 89 yards and a touchdown. I know some people are like, oh, well, there's a few throws that he could have had back that would have been touchdowns, but his body of work at Pittsburgh has led him to be, I believe, going to be the first quarterback off the board. I think Malik Willis will be number 2, Sam Howell 3. There's a guy like in the second round, Desmond Ritter, really helped himself at the Senior Bowl, got all the intangibles. Is a guy that I would like to see in a system like the Giants to develop, maybe into a starter, but at least bring him in. He can do some things. He's got some athleticism, can be dynamic, do a lot of the Josh Allen things. And remember, these quarterbacks are not finished products. So when you're thinking about finished products and can't miss, even the can't miss prospect, there could be something wrong with him that you don't know just yet. So if the Giants wanted to go quarterback this year, I don't mind. I think it would be at 5 rather than 7 because that's where I think Carolina's going to start sniffing around a quarterback. A trade like with maybe the Saints or the Pittsburgh to come up and get him, that would be a trade I would entertain at 5. But if the Giants stay chalk, I would take a tackle, and then at 7, it's up for grabs. Whatever you deem the best player. Now let's get into Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton is a guy that changes your whole dynamic of your defense. You put him back there with McKinney, he can play that Jabril Peppers role. He's already 215, about 6'2", 215. You put a little bit more bulk on him. You got a guy who can play that money backer kind of role for you and drop into coverage. Now you have 2 safeties that can move. Remember, Logan Ryan's not guaranteed to be on this team. He was a corner, lost some speed. They moved him to safety. He plays single high. McKinney kind of does a lot of stuff. I would rather see McKinney be the anchor of the defense, and you have 2 interchangeable safeties. Remember, Steve Spagnuolo had that with James Butler and Jabril Wilson. There was no real free safety or strong safety. It was just whoever they deemed would play because Jabril had speed as well and James Butler was smart. So James Butler would line everybody up. Jabril Peppers would be that kind of joker kind of guy. You could do so many things with Kyle Hamilton, and we do need safety help, so don't forget about that. I know people are going to rip me for it because they want to take 2 linemen, but this draft has so many deep linemen, like a guy like Zion Johnson, the guy from UNI, had a good Senior Bowl. Those 2 guys, Zion Johnson improved his stock. He played guard and center at the Senior Bowl, so you're going to see a lot of those guys. This whole draft is filled with a lot of talented players in certain positions that the Giants are interested in. There's a guy from Wyoming, the linebacker Mua. He's a guy I would be looking for the Giants. He does a lot of good things, middle linebacker type stuff. But again, it depends on the defensive coordinator they bring in, and that'll kind of get there. And I'm interested in Devin Lloyd. Jermaine Johnson would be the pick for me at 7, just as overall his stock is good. His ceiling is going to keep going. There's just nothing. If he improved this much in a short amount of time and took the coaching, remember, you're getting coached by NFL coaches. And you take that, and they're going to give you techniques and help you. And then what they do is they see what you do the next day. And he took what he learned and already his skill set and made it better. So Jermaine Johnson is a guy I would look for at 7. Another guy, Ojobo. Ojobo for me really needs to have a pro day. Come out, needs to get a little longer. But if he can have it, he had a great year at Michigan. But was that a product of him playing again with Aiden Hutchinson? Or was he really a great player? So for me, I have now moved down a Jobo. Now, if the Giants, trade down and they can get a Jermaine Johnson or a Jobo or heck, even a Linderbaum at 15, or lower, that I would do one of those. To me, that's what they need. In the second round, if you get an edge, you want to go Zion type of Johnson type player. That's what you're going to be looking for. There's a lot of guards. There's a lot of mid-round guards and tackles in this draft that you can get. So don't just be hell bent on saying, well, the Giants need to get 1 and 1. You need to shop around. The draft is about improving your team overall, not just the first 2 rounds. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, plenty more like it. Look out. I'm going to be doing some prospects as they come in, guys I like, guys I think might fit the Giants system. Maybe I'll do a sections thing where I do the top 4 wideouts and do a little breakdown on them. But let me know in the comment section. Stub up to me if you haven't already. Give me a comment, give me a like. Let me know what guys you maybe want me to look at, and I can explain to you how they help in the defense and what or offense or special teams, whatever it is you want. I'm here for you, the people. Let's go. Remember, we talk about practice.